Today is going to be the day where I'm going to do an in-depth review on the BenQ Zowie 2546, which is the XL2546 model, which is over there, which we'll see soon. I've also got 4 headphones that are paired up to the monitor, but not actually connected yet. So one's going to be the KEF headphones, and all of these ones are going to be in the link in the description down below. Then it's just about audio experience. This whole video is going to be basically how I feel about the monitor itself, how I feel about the colours, as it's a 1920 by 1080 resolution, 16 by 9 screen with so many different settings that you can use, how good it's going to be for gamers on the fly. Also taking it to events where you can take your monitor and set it up real quick and all that sort of stuff, and hopefully all your settings will be there. Yes, on that one. This one here is a 60 or 59 Hertz monitor, and it's by LG. I've been playing Fortnite and other games on it, but since yesterday I carried on playing and playing and playing. Last night on that monitor at 240 Hertz. Now going back to this, trying to differentiate which is better. Obviously 240 Hertz is better, but how much of a difference is it going to be? Is it a huge difference, like going from 60 Hertz to 120, or like 144 Hertz, or 180 or 200 Hertz, or 240? So we want to know the difference and all that sort of stuff. Now I can quickly explain to you right now is that obviously 60 Hertz, you'll see a huge difference from 120 Hertz. 120 Hertz to 180 Hertz, you'll see very minimal difference. 200 Hertz from 120 Hertz, you'll see quite a significant amount, but 120 Hertz to 240 Hertz, you definitely see a much different experience. It's like you've got a game and you'll be, say like FIFA, I'll talk about FIFA. Every FIFA game I've ever had, I've always seen motion blur. Anyone's house I go around, there's always different like monitors or panels that are built in, and say that it's like a 1920 by 1080 back then when FIFA was out, and it was like really cool to have high definition. It was different. It was like the monitor would have a bit of motion blur when you're playing the actual game, but when it came down to like other TVs that you go around to your mate's house or someone else's house, someone might have a little bit more motion blur and it looked like ghosting, and then other people might just have like half blur, but it was never ever fixed, even though monitors are like for gaming and professional work, and TVs are like to watch stuff, and you can use it for consoles. But BenQ Zowie have changed it up. Now I've had loads of people saying, oh, can I play my PlayStation through this, my Xbox through this? Yes, you can, but this one is for the PC, but they actually do have one that's made for the PlayStation 4 and probably up and coming consoles like Xbox One Pro or whatever it is, and PlayStation 5 when that comes out, because it still runs on HDMI, I guess. But this monitor has got loads of different like specs on it, so I thought I wanted to get this all out of the way with the specification. And yeah, so basically we're going to use the GSP 600 headphones. We're going to be using HD grooves. I think they're 650s for professional audiophile like listening experience, because you can put a 3.5mm jack straight into the monitor and get the audio that you need or the sound effects. Then we've also got the KEF audio headphones as well, and we've got some Edifier 800s. I think they're the BT 800s, and we're going to plug that in and then have a listen and see if there's any difference. Because if you're playing like Fortnite, CSGO or Tekken 7, or any game that you really like to hear like the background or like enhance like bass and sounds when you throwing people about or punching them, like in Street Fighter and that, like Street Fighter Ultra, I think Street Fighter 4 it was Ultra, you used to have a different sound compared to what you had in Street Fighter 5. I don't really like that game as much, but I am a Street Fighter player, so I don't know. But anyway, we're just going to be playing it on here first so I can see if there's anything different. I noticed last night when I was playing around with the monitor, the colour vibrance is ridiculous. You can it's like, where does that color come from? It's like awesome. So you can change up the blacks on there, and you can see like people are hidden in the darker spaces. It's like, it's so smooth for the 240 hertz and so clean and clear. But anyway, let's get on with this quickly, and let's compare it, because what I'm going to do is plug that in from HDMI to HDMI and then do it that way, and then we'll get into the audio bit of it, and then we'll get into the gameplay, and then I'll finish up with what I think about it. But I'll also talk about the specs as well, because this has got a lot of specs, and we'll go through the control panel and obviously go through that as well. Right, so let's just play this. Oh, hang on, before we play it, let's go into the settings quickly. Right, so at the moment, 60 frame rate limits. Everything's on Epic and all the high settings for Fortnite. So now I'm just going to go back, and then I'm going to actually play. Right, so Fortnite on here definitely had a bit of tearing on the actual screen. So I'm just going to check the settings quickly. I'm using a GTX 970 and a Core i5 8600K. So as you can see, the refresh rate in hertz is 60 hertz, bit depth is 8-bit, and color format was in RGB, and an aspect ratio of 1920 by 1080. And this is an IPS screen. And obviously I'm using a GTX 970 graphics card by EVGA, super clocked version. So now I am gonna go to plug this into the other screen, and we won't have any tearing or anything from that. So let's go and have a look at that one. So now you can see that the screen is a lot more improved. This is like 24.5 inches, so half an inch bigger than the LG monitor. But you will notice a slight difference. It's more vivid and everything like that, because I haven't really played around with it. 1920 by 1080 resolution. We go down to advanced display, and as you can see, 1920 by 1080, 60 hertz refresh rate, 8-bit RGB, standard dynamic range, SDR. Now what I've done is I've taken, what did I take off? I turned this off. So this is the DyAc. I turned that off. And the reason is because on camera it starts to flick. So if I just click it just to show you, high flickering, premium flickering. But to us here, there's no flickering at all. It's just super clean and clear. Right, so I'm going to leave that off. And if I go to black equalizer, I'll leave that off for a minute. Color vibrance, I'll leave that on 10. Low blue light, leave that off. And instant mode, I'll leave that off for a minute. So let's just get into the I'm gonna put this up to 200. Actually, we'll play this on 60 hertz quickly, and then we will go straight up. Actually no, let's just do them all. I'm also going to put the Kef headphones on now, which are these ones. All the links in the description down below about them. I know you probably can't see that properly, but yeah, all the links in the description down below, and I'll tell you how it sounds as well. So what you looked at just now was that this was set up at 59 frame rates per, not 59. This is set up at 59 hertz because the monitor that I was using was at 59 hertz. So to see if there's any difference, and to be honest with you, it looked smooth, but there was no tearing in this at all, whereas there was tearing on the LG. So I'm going to go into the settings now, real quick. So you go down, right click onto the Windows screen, press display settings. and then you go down to advanced display settings, then you go into display adapter properties for display 1, and then you go to monitor, and then you see it says 59 Hertz. Now we're going to jump up and we're going to hit it at 120 Hertz, and then we're going to hit apply, and then the screen goes blank, and then it should be keep changes, and then yes, then OK, and then we're going to try Fortnite on this one now. And sounds good on the Kef headphones, but now I'm going to move on to the Khan headphones and see what that sounds like now. Right, so that was trying it at 120 Hertz. And I tried it with these headphones, Edify BT800s. These are Bluetooth and you can connect via 3.5mm jack. Didn't really tell any difference. Shots, the sound still sounded okay for the monitor. Now I'm going to try the Sennheiser's GSP 600s. And this is going to be connected via microphone and also headphone jack as well. Plus, I am going to switch up the hertz on the monitor to 240. So these are the GSP 600s. Going to try it out with this monitor as well, as it's got its own little sound. See if anything's different. Obviously, plugging it straight in rather than a PC. Let's try it out. So that was with 120 Hertz. These headphones sound a little bit more interesting, but the thing is, it still needed an amplifier to push them a little bit more. But I could hear it seemed like more of a wider sound stage. So definitely the monitor can definitely handle a little bit more oomph in there. So now we're going to try the audiophile headphones. Now these are the HD Groove 650s. And let's try these out and see what these sound like. And also we're going to put this up to 240 Hertz. So for the display, again, go right click on the desktop, go to display settings, go down to advanced display, display adapter properties for display 1. As you can see, it's 119, so basically 120 Hertz. Now we're going to hit monitor, we're going to drop it down. We're going to go 144 Hertz, but technically it's not going to be any more different from 120 to 144. So we're going to jump straight into the 240 and then apply the settings, and then go keep changes and OK. Then we'll go straight back into the game, launch it, and already I can see things look a bit more cleaner. It looks a lot more smoother, but it's like a new version of HD. It looks so clean. So you can definitely tell the difference between 120 to 240, but not 120 to 144. But you can definitely tell 120 by 60 Hertz. It's definitely so much different. It looks so much clean. No tearing on this screen so far, which is the main thing. It's awesome. But I'm going to play around with the settings in front of you, but it's going to look different on the camera, so you just have to take my word for it. So now I'm playing this. It's not even in its best resolution, but good enough. Because if I went to play it in its best resolution, I'd hit number... No, I haven't even got my number 1 set up. So as you can see, it's a little bit more bleached out, and that one's a little bit darker, and that one's a little bit more darker. So I need to go into my settings, which is here, using the mouse, go into settings, turn this off so you don't get all the blackness on there. Black Equalizer, it's on 15, so put it down to 10, and then go into Vibrance, Colour Vibrance, leave that on 10, low, blue light, leave that on there. Instant mode, leave that on. And say settings for Gamer 1. So this is my Gamer 1 profile here, and I can change it to, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So let me get this off the screen. Bye bye. So that is now on 240 Hz, and it just felt so clean and stuff like that. So right now, before we go to Tekken 7, I want to go through the settings on the monitor and show you about how the vibrance is, or the colour and the blacks and stuff like that. So with this sort of thing, it's like if you've got like real nice graphics and you've got a bit of camouflage on games that haven't got not games, on monitors that don't have a high hertz display output, it means that you're just watching something but it's not very clean. It's kind of like you wear glasses because you've got bad eyes. So if you've got a really clean, very smooth looking footage, then it kind of cleans up like your enemy. So your enemy will be hiding in the background, but you're more likely to see him on a higher refresh rate monitor than what you would on a 60 Hz monitor. So now I'm going to take these headphones out, and then I'm going to, what else am I going to do? Yeah, we're going to go through the menu. So let's go through the menu. Right, so let's go through the settings real quick. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons. One's to turn off and on. You have got a sound where it bleeps, and then when you turn it on, you've got the Zowie logo that comes up, which is here. Looks nice. HDMI is what I've got it connected to. If I had it connected to the display port, it will be even more crisper and smoother, because technically that cable for HDMI does not flow as nicely as what a display port has. But I just want to show you as the basic standard. Look how clean it looks. Well, I don't know how clean it looks to you, but it looks very clean and very smooth. So if I go into any of these menu buttons, which I'm going to do now, you've got this one here, which brings up your picture mode. You've got your FPS 1, FPS 2, RTS, Gamer 1, Gamer 2, Gamer 3, Movie and Standard. And then you've got these little icons here, and basically this one says, like, that one's a ticket to say yes, and then you've got that one to go back, and then this one to go down. So you go down and then up. So I'm going to go backwards, and then you obviously exit, and then you're gone completely out of the menu. And then you've got that one as well, which is another quick access to dynamic accuracy. So basically, if you're going to spray shoot any like bullets and stuff, and you don't want it to be blurry and everything like that, then you use this. At the moment it's off, because on the screen it starts to flicker, and our eyes don't see that, but the camera does pick it up depending on the shutter speed and stuff like that. So that's the second menu here. So if I go to hide, then I get, what do I get? A nice, it looks more crisper, sharper, cleaner, smoother. And premium looks slightly different. Through the blades of grass, it looks a little bit more stronger. And off, yeah, see, with off it just looks a bit like a normal high definition screen, but you can see like the vibrant colors and certain lines and like it depends on how the light is coming in and stuff, but I can see a few different things on it, but not major. So then you've got that button here, which is the third button in, and this is for the black equalizer. So the black equalizer is that it's just like when you're grading or doing anything in video production or photography or anything like that, and you hit a certain color change, it will also affect something else, and then it will start to make it look like a grey sort of patch. So technically this is what this does. It actually makes it so it doesn't affect the blackness. The blackness comes through, so if someone's hiding in a dark shaded corner, you'll be able to see them a little bit more clearer, especially with all the vibrant colour. It makes everything pop and how it's meant to stand out in real life. So if I flick out of that one and then go to this menu, this is your main menu right here. So you've got your dynamic accuracy up here, your black equalizer and your color vibrance. These are the selling points of this monitor and why it's really good for the 1920 by 1080 resolution. Also, low blue light is to stop you getting so much light in your eyes and affecting your gameplay and giving you headaches, so you can obviously tone that down. Instant mode is for gamers that just want to have like an instant mode right there for them, so they don't have to muck about with stuff. So if I go into picture mode here, I've got FPS 1, FPS 2, RTS, Gamer 1, Gamer 2, Gamer 3, Movie and Standard. Now straight away, if I click into this, you see it changes on the camera. So Movie looks pretty clean, so if you want to like have that movie cinematic game feel, you can do. You've got Standard as well, you've got FPS 1, FPS 2, RTS, Gamer 1, Gamer 2, Gamer 3. Now you can set these up as your little profiles as well, so I'll leave it on Gamer 3. And then you've got brightness, where you can obviously hit the brightness up and do your own configuration, just like contrast and sharpness. And let's check the sharpness actually and see how it looks. So that's on 1. Right, so that's on 1. Can't really tell the difference between the sharpness on here as much. Right, so we'll just leave that on 1. And let's try gamma. Oh. Right, gamma. Right, so we can definitely see the difference straight away. So that's really bright. That's the next one down, next one down, next one down, next one down. So when it's darker, it does produce some nice popping colours, but I'm going to leave it on gamma 2. And then we've got colour temperature, which is normally standard on most monitors these days, where you get the little bluish tones, a little bit reddish tones, and then you've got user define to see what colours you prefer, and then you've got your RGB right there. So I prefer, see the bluish tones, I can't really see much blue to it. Reddish though, I definitely can. Normal, I can definitely can. User define, well, I haven't set anything up, everything's pushed up to 100. So I'm just going to keep it on bluish. And then you've got your AMA. And I don't know if that affects what we're looking at. So if I click that on premium, I haven't really noticed anything, nothing really happened at all. Put it on off. No, can't really see anything happening on that one. Dynamic contrast, let's see if that works. Activating dynamic contrast with disabled brightness and contrast. Yeah, that's cool. Excellent. Right, yes, so that definitely works, okay. Come out of that, then we go down. And we've got Senseo Demo as well, so I can go into that and it will give you a little demo of what you're looking at. So half the screen, what it looks like, and half the screen, which is crap settings, which I've done. This looks really nice and sharp, a little bit darker and everything like that. This monitor is especially made for PC gaming, but mainly for shoot 'em ups like CSGO, Fortnite, all that sort of stuff. And obviously with the high frame rates per second, or high refresh rates of 240 Hz for games like Street Fighter, Tekken and stuff like that, which we're going to check that out. But anyway, so I've gone into there. Where have we gone to? Yeah, so we need to go back into here. Yes, that's where we finished from. AMA, dynamic control. And then you've got Senseo Demo, which I showed you, the split screen on and off. And you can reset the color as well if you don't like it. And then we're going to go down to display. Display is the input, so it has got DVI, display port, HDMI 1, HDMI 2, and obviously display port being highest and DVI as well. So we're going to scroll down. We've got display mode, you've got different aspect ratio. So what's this one? I can't remember what this one is. 17 by 4.3, so you get a square box CRT version. 19 is 4.3 as well, then 19 by 5.4, and then you got 19 by 16.10, and then you got 20.5 by 16.9 ratio, and then we've got, I didn't even know what this one was, 22 width by 16 by 10, then 23 by 16 by 9, then 23.6 by 6 by 9, and then 24 by 16 by 9. Actually, it's 24.5 actually. So as you can see, it's getting slightly bigger, and this is like my normal screen right here. So go back to full, that's a full size screen, we'll stay on that one, and then we go down to, there you go, you got HDMI, you got auto detect, so you got RGB 0 to 255, RGB 16 by 3.5. Now I did notice there's a significant difference right here. So there's auto detect here, so if you don't know what you're doing, just click on that, and if you do know what you're doing, click onto these. So this one brings in a lot of contrast, darker colours, blacks, kind of reddish tones, whereas this one's very faded and more of a whitish, lightish tones. So we'll leave auto detect on, and then you've got overscan as well. And if I come out of that, go to system, this is where you've got headphones. So the volume that I had was up 30, so I even thought the volume was up full volume, but it wasn't. So and that was a nice listening pleasure, so it wasn't too bad. You got on-screen display as well, different languages, display time, on-screen display lock, so you can keep it locked on there. Custom key 2, custom key 3, which is this is the switch. And then we go down, we've got the information, so the model name XL2546, input HDMI 1, which got it in, current resolution 1920 by 1080 at 240 Hz, and optimized resolution 1920 by 1080 by 240 Hz. And we've got other settings, resolution notice, buzzer, which I've got it on now. You can turn this buzzing sound off if you don't like it. Resolution notice comes up to let you know about the resolution and how much you've got. You don't have to have it on if you don't want to. You can turn the buzzer off, which is this noise. It's not really a buzzer, it's more of a beep. Input auto switch, when you plug it in, it will know what to connect to, DVI, HDMI and all that sort of stuff. Auto power off after 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, save that electricity in your house. LED indicator on and off, it's not really that much difference in brightness, it's only slightly, a little bit. And you've got DDC and CI on at the moment, or you can have it off. And that is all of the buttons on top of here. And also on the top of here, then you've got a back button, and then you've got a side button, so you can click to the side, brings up all the menus, but it doesn't have one that goes to the right. I would like to see one goes to the right, so it acts like a mouse. That'd be pretty cool. It kind of does, but I don't know. Anyway, it's got input, so you can press input and buttons, HDMI and all that sort of stuff. So your input settings, and for quick gaming accesses, so say you went from Tekken to Battlefield to CSGO, you can do that and get the proper ratio that you want just from that. And that plugs in by the old school PlayStation 4 and yeah. But also about this screen is absolutely sick. So you got, let's take the camera back so you can see what I'm talking about. As you can see by this awesome demonstration, we have Tekken 7 in the background running at 240 Hz on a 1920 by 1080 resolution, so basically pushing the fullest HD that they could possibly for a screen, which is awesome. So not even, this even looks like 4K to me, it just looks crisp and clean and clear. And obviously it's running for a PC, so it's obviously going to be quite good. But that is not the only thing about this monitor. So you have these little flaps on the side here. And I thought, why don't they put another flap here, and then it could be like to block the sun out. But technically this is only so you can keep yourself focused. So if you're in a LAN party, or you're just gaming next to your partner or whatever, you're doing it on your own, then you can literally concentrate directly on this 24.5 inch screen with no problems. And if you don't really want these off, you can take them off by 4 Phillips screws. And it's got the Zowie logo there and the Zowie logo there. Looks pretty cool. But you think that's cool? Look at this. This is pretty cool. So you can switch this up and have this in portrait mode, and that is really like showing like the full potential of these monitors. But at the price of £428 of this video, which is the 31st of May 2018, you would expect that it could do quite a few things. Now, on the bottom here, you have a dial, and I can move this all the way to 170 degrees, and I can move it to the left for 170 degrees, and then I can put it back in the middle where I hear a clicking sensation, which tells me that this is bang on in the middle. So that means that I can move this monitor to 170 degrees that way, and also 170 degrees to the left, and this is quite cool. Obviously this is a TN panel, so you are going to see, unless you're looking completely near enough right at the front of it, you will see that you'll lose a little bit of colour, but the colours they are quite punchy, they do punch through, and it's pretty awesome screen still. But I can go to a LAN party and I'll be like, oh, my dial was set there, and I'll be like, oh, okay, how did I do this? I have 3 screens or 2 screens set up for my gaming, and then all I need to do is put it to that marker, and then I'll know exactly where it is. Then I can click it back into the center and put it back where it was. It also tilts forward by about 10 degrees, and also tilts up by about 40 degrees, maybe 35 degrees. And the good thing about it as well is if I don't really, I want to carry this monitor, but like, oh, it's a little bit heavy and everything, you do have a carrying handle, and it's made out of metal, so I can just pick this up and take it with me, and there's no problems with it at all. I do like the fact as well that if I want to look at whatever the cables or ports that I need to put in, I can do that quite easily. And when I turn this off, it has a little bleeping sound, or you can take the bleeping sound off, and then when I want it back on, I turn it on, and it doesn't take too long to actually come back to the actual game or whatever you got on the display, and it's all set up and it looks all really nice. There's also, so if I spin this to the side, there's a marker on the side, so that also means if I'm going to a LAN party and I've got it all set up into my 360 degrees or 2 whatever monitors together, I can easily mark it and I can adjust it with a single finger going up and down. And did I also tell you how easy this monitor is to take off and take on? So pressing the button, lifting it up, and it's off, and then putting it back on onto its little spot, and then it's clipped in and it's back onto normal bases. So this marker can be moved up and down, and then you can literally put your monitor to where you want to. So if I use my finger right now, oh, actually I should bring it forward just in case. Right, so I'll use my finger to go up, and it shows that I can use an easy finger just to move up and down. So I want it, I don't want it, I want it there. And that's as simple as it is. It's such a good monitor. On the back as well, Tech Bold, Zowie logo, and Zowie logo again, and it shows you all the inputs to get in there really quickly. But the lovely feature that I really do like on this monitor itself, and I'll spin it back around, is the fact that it does have a headphone hanger here as well. So if I get a pair of headphones, I can hang it on the side. Actually, let's get some proper gaming headsets on there. So they're nice and thick, and it goes on there, no problem. Actually, saying that, it might be a little bit too big for this, but it still hangs on there. Yeah, so that's how you can have your little headphones on the side, and it's just awesome. So I'll take that off, and then you can press it back in, and then it's hidden. On the side, you've got 2 USB 3s up to 5 gigabits per second, headphone jack, microphone jack, and then underneath you have, if I remember rightly, you've got a USB port, which is opposite. You can plug in like a printer cable end, so not the normal USB 2, but the other version, which is here. And included in the box as well, they do include a display port, HDMI cable, and also the USB cable as well. So all nice decent cables underneath there. Underneath, if I remember rightly, so if I spin this to that way around, portrait mode, and then to the side, you can see that there's a microphone jack underneath there, the old school PlayStation cable that connects into there, so not micro USB but the thicker version, DVI sub, but it's only got the one line and not the cross. If it's got the cross, that means you can use any DVI sub, but it's only got the minus. HDMI 1, well actually HDMI 1, HDMI 2, display port, and the USB port goes there. Last of all, we're going to play Tekken 7 on here and see if the frame rate's nice at 240 Hz. I've normally only played this at 60 Hz, so let's play this at 240 Hz and see what happens. I'm going to play a ranked match, and I'm going to put the headphones in again. We'll use the Sennheiser GSP 600s though this time. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into the menu, going to turn up the volume. Not a huge difference from where it was from 30 volume, but it's okay. Ooh, okay. I couldn't see. This is different. I can see smoke coming out the bottom. I never used to see that before in the game. I wonder if you can actually see that on the camera. Right, let's change my player because I don't want to be that player, and we're gonna be, let's be Kazama.
Your touch so soft, not looking for no heaven or gold, cause I got you, don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high, I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight, the world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors are memories, now the sun's gone down like a river.
Yeah, who you on the phone to? That's got all stars on his face. It's so crisp. So, what did you think about the XL2546, or was it the 40? Yeah, 2546 monitor with 240 Hz, color vibrance, and also black equalizer. To be honest with you, I've been playing with it the other night, but doing it on camera is a little bit harder to show you because every time when I go to do something that is really impressive in the eye, in real life, on camera it starts to do that flickering stuff and it looks bad on your case. But yes, there's a lot of settings, a lot of things you can do. If you're a gamer, this is excellent because you can set up your own user ID, not user ID, what is it? User defined settings. So you can have 3 profiles, you've got a mouse that you can really have access to quickly, which is by the switch by BenQ. They have been putting it on similar different monitors and stuff like that, but I like the fact you can plug it in and you use that menu and then go through it and all that sort of stuff. I would like to see touchscreen on that monitor, but then again, would I? Because then you would have like little blemishes and dust and smudge marks, but it might not. You can probably put it into the bezel. What I've noticed as well, that I don't see any sort of, this is a TN like panel, yet I'm not seeing, it doesn't feel like a TN panel. I don't know what, it just feels so high quality. It feels like the new 1920 1080, how resolution should be. All the colours look realistic, and this is more like a game, and it's not real life, but it looks so realistic. It is so smooth. I've seen, it's like I'm playing a different Tekken game. It is awesome. If I go back to 60 Hz, I don't think I could. I think I would have to be stupid to go back to 60 Hz. But at that price point, yeah, 400 and whatever, £28. I will leave a link in the description down below where you can buy this. But at that price, I think is reasonable because you've got portrait mode, you've got 170 swivel mode, tilt and whatever, you've got switch, you've got 3 of the decent things that it's done for gaming, So if you are not great at gaming, it doesn't really matter about if you can see someone in the dark. It's all about having the muscle memory. Like, so if you're going to be playing, like when I'm playing on a keyboard and mouse, I obviously play better on the joypad than what I do on a keyboard and mouse, where other people might be better on a keyboard and mouse and actually kill me. But yeah, at least you can see what's going on. And the thing is, when I'm shooting, I'm not moving everywhere and it looks blurry and everything like that, and I'm spraying loads of bullets. I can see what I'm looking at. So that monitor is pretty good. I've played other monitors like that and I can see the resemblance, but this is a 1920 by 1080 resolution, whereas the other ones I've played are like 2K and 4K. But this just looks just as good, and it's not even 4K or 2K. So I don't know. I like the thing you can have with you can zone out if you want to play a game. I forget it's even there when I'm playing. Even from the left and right, I forget it's there. You can take them off if you don't like it. It's 24.5 inches of screen, and every detail, even from the back, I can't see any dead pixels or anything. No, like anything that's gonna ruin my experience of gaming. Can't see anything on there. So yeah, this is my full in-depth review of the XL2546 monitor, gaming monitor, and it's freaking awesome. So yeah, if you like this video, subscribe, share, like, follow me on social media. Should be some pictures, and it'll probably be in other future videos as well. Obviously got my gaming chair, so I'm gonna start gaming on a decent gaming monitor. But yeah, for 24.5 inch like monitor, you would think, oh, I need something really big and everything like that, and plus the little adjustments that you can do with it. It's freaking awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next one.